Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Trader with me, Break It Dawn. Let's speak to Abelard about Cassia, and then we'll explore the next system.
Lord Captain?
I hear you and Cassia exchanged words recently. What happened?
And who brought this piece of news to you, I wonder? Then again, I have nothing to hide from you. Of late, the helmsmen have been going off course with increasing frequency, and the reports are full of contradicting accounts. The problem continued, even after several demotions were handed out, so I took it upon myself to investigate.
Abelard lets out a scornful snort.
I was astonished to learn that our Lady Navigator has been amending entries in the ship's log, and the officers have been keeping silent on her orders. I immediately demanded an end to the outrageous conduct, and I reprimanded Lady Cassia in front of the officers. She greeted my words with silence, and then quickly departed. I should not have acted thus. I never even found out what drove her to do it.
Abelard heaves a sigh.
Lord Captain.
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations.
What does your special sight reveal?
Too many colors. The hues flicker and intersperse, merging into a single wave. It's about to crash. Forgive me, but I cannot satisfy your curiosity at this time. Perhaps later.
The Lady Navigator presses her hands to her eyes, as if to shield them from the light of a burning star. I've heard rumors that you're not getting along well with the crew. Panic flashes in her ruby-red eyes. Your heart starts beating a little faster, while your hands go cold.
Not here. I'm begging you. Aren't noblemen supposed to discuss such things away from the servants?
Cassia says in an almost whisper. Let us go to my study. No one will disturb us there.
Then lead the way, and I will answer all of your questions.
I do think that the eagle is the coolest looking of the familiars. But what is it you wanted to talk about, Lord Captain? I have nothing to say to your unfounded accusations about my conflicts with the crew. I cannot recall having a single quarrel with any of your people during my entire time aboard. You've been willfully changing entries in the ship's logbook, and forbidding officers from reporting it to Abelard. I beg to differ. I read numerous books on Astra and Ataris, and can swear in House Orselio's honor that your officers are entering data in complete contravention of regulation. False terms, random distances between lines, spelling mistakes, and even the simplest of words. I spent the last few cycles correcting the latest log entries, and I thought it would please Master Abelard, as he is so fond of order. And yet the Seneschal did not appreciate my efforts, for some reason called them an outrage. Even though mere days before, he had been swaddling me in warm yellow words. I noticed all your people do this when they're expressing sympathy. I merely wanted to repay the Seneschal with the same courtesy. Perhaps he finds my friendliness off-putting. The messenger you rebuked butchered his own family, and then killed himself. I haven't rebuked a single errand boy on this ship. Cassia ponders this for a moment. Ah, I think I remember. A kind young man with a shy smile, and skillful fingers with too much rotten ochre on his shoulders. I grew tired of the disgusting color, and advised him to lighten his burden by casting the weight off his shoulders. He did not come the next day, or ever again. During the warp voyage, you gave the wrong orders, which led to the vessel drifting off course, and the service bay being destroyed. I saw something in the warp, something vast, predatory, shimmering with indescribable colors. It came from nowhere, and stared at the ship with hundreds of hungry eyes, right there in our path. I decided to change the course while it was still possible, but did not want to sow panic. Would it have been better to tell the crew we were heading straight into a monster's gaping maw? The officers are reluctant to be quartered next to your chambers because of the constant emotional outbursts it causes them. Some even maim themselves and others. I already told you I cannot control my abilities. What else do you want from me? Will I be assigned to a pariah chaperone? Will you put me in suppressing shackles? Would you mind telling me why you needed 100 species of bird and what you use them for? Admittedly, I'm at a loss myself. The day we arrived on Footfall, I sent a request to the ship's quartermaster and asked him to get me a songbird. But he never asked for clarification, and shortly before we left, I had a countless number of cages delivered to me, all wrapped in bright red panic with flickering tints of fear. There was a bird in every one. I was so excited. I thought I'd have 100 friends instead of just one. They were squeaking so piteously, I let the poor things out. I even fed them my breakfast and dinner. But the stupid birds would not stop chittering even after bedtime. They were dashing about the room, smacking me in the face with their wings, and defecating. I became angry, and suddenly they started pecking at each other's eyes and attacking me. Then I became afraid, and they fell over dead. I do not think I want to keep pets anymore. I think I've heard enough. Will you share your thoughts with me? You have a kind soul, but have difficulty reaching out to people. I could teach you the art of communication if you like. That would be wonderful. My education on Uric 5 was cut short, but I had realized by then that the wisdom of books is a poor substitute for the wisdom of experience. Very well. Since we are done with this misunderstanding, I'd like to change the subject. It would only be fair for me to ask you a few questions now, wouldn't it? Cassia hesitates and continues in a less confident tone. Do not mistake me. I'm not going to accuse you of anything. It's just that you're the most worthy interlocutor on the entire ship, and you're always so busy. What would you like to ask? I read a treatise by Pysius de Mobius very recently, who claimed that subjects would never believe their new ruler was better than the old one, unless the old one had been a tyrant. No matter the circumstances, the lowborn rabble become deluded about their prospects, and rebel in favor of their base desires. What do you make of that? Your interpretation of this classical text is not entirely correct. If the subjects have grown accustomed to the ruling house, all the sovereign must do is refrain from breaching long-standing traditions. Adjust unwanted laws as gradually as you would shift the bed of a flooded river, and no one will ever take your power from you. Cassie thinks for a moment and then smiles. Indeed. I was not wrong about your merits, or your ability to hold a conversation. I hope my second question does not confound you either. According to the 20 tomes penned by the preacher Oistok Istefan the Forgotten, mercy and cruelty go through the world hand in hand, but people flock only to one pan of the scales. Would you rather inspire fear in your followers, be magnanimous, and choose awe? One must be a tyrant, a friend, and a jester to one's subjects. What matters is that to clearly discern which role is required at a given moment. There is so much power in your words, power that makes me want to join you. I understand now why your subjects are eager to follow you. I admit I was afraid we were too different, and yet, you helped me realize that I can be candid with you. Please do continue. I must confess that sometimes I can hardly bear the burden the house has placed upon me. I feel I'm not doing my best. Tell me how you, heir to a protectorate, can bear the responsibility for billions of lives day after day, and not stoop under all the weight. It is my duty whether I like it or not. Thank you for your patience, Donnie Dawson. You're helping me to see the world in different colors. A novel experience for me. Our conversations hold a special place in my heart. Allow me to bid you farewell for now. I'm heading back to my chambers to consider today's conversation. You left your bird.
Lord Captain. Lord Captain.
Lord Captain, we have an emergency. We have received word that there's been a sighting on the lower decks. The Voxmaster's voice breaks. A sighting of Lady Theodora. The messages we have received are incomplete and vague, little more than yelling and hysterical claims. There are reports of casualties and unrest. The compartment in question has already been sealed off. I thought you might want to look into what's going on for yourself. The situation is delicate, and what's especially disturbing, there are mentions of Idira Tlass being present at the scene. What is Idira doing there? Idira broke her micro bead, so I wasn't able to find out anything from her. But Lord Captain, Idira is a psyker, and we're in the warp. You're the only one who would risk setting foot in that compartment. And if you do not, we will never see Idira again. I beg you, Lord Captain, do not ignore this matter. Despite the carefully maintained distance, Vetus' voice trembles with fear. I'll deal with it personally. I need the exact location. Right away, Lord Captain. So last time I did this, we said goodbye to Idira. By said goodbye, I mean shot her in the face.
One and it's done.
The instrument terminal, an important part of the compartment's internal infrastructure, appears to be in working order. And who now deigns to grace us with their presence? Another gaggle of heretics and traitors thirsting to get their due for what they've done. Or is the leader himself, who has finally grown tired of hiding behind others? Theodora von Valancius is before you, and she looks grotesque. A hole yawns wide in her chest. Rusted hooks protrude from beneath her skin, and a lump and inflamed scar cuts across her throat. The figure flickers, as though it is dropping in and out of this reality. She looks at you with the whitish eyes of a corpse and smiles venomously. Rogue traitor, we meet at last. I grown tired of waiting for you to pay me a visit. Theodora's look is appraising. Her mocking tone turns to one of distaste. Indeed. Centuries of selfless toil and effort, and everything I left behind has gone to this non-entity. Argenta's eyes spark with fury. Warp illusion. Begone. Argenta, my dear. There's no need to make such a fuss. Why don't we sit down over a cup of recap like we used to? I'll listen to your rapturous tales of sacred relics, portents, and your special path. You must have been so lonely without me here. No one else is willing to listen to your ravings, or help you with your childish treasure hunt. Idira laughs melodiously, almost without mockery. At the sight of the terrifying Theodora, Abelard's face turns sickly pale. Grown spare us from the accursed apparitions of the archenemy. Is that what you are truly praying for? I can hear how fast your heart is pounding, Versarian. I think deep down you hope this apparition never ends. You are not Dom and Theodora. Bella's eyes blaze with fury. The Undying One does not relinquish the souls that come to him. Such is the absolute truth. You are a thief of names. Foolish child. Your world is limited to the darkness of the lower decks and the words of your vizier. You know nothing of truth or death. You do not even know the first thing about yourself. Theodora's voice is dripping with venomous condescension. We have met already. Of course, boy. For it was I who gave the order to bring you here, to my ship. Oh, how I rue that decision now, and how I regret heeding the advice of my seneschal. Abelard whispers hurriedly to you. How can this be? It is the same vision as on the officer's deck, and yet entirely different. Why does it not remember that meeting? And why does it remember that what the real Lady Theodora did? Alas, my glorious voyage through life was ended in the dullest possible way, by death. A nuisance I staved off as long as I could. But do not weep for me, my boy. I am still keeping an eye on my property, and punishing all those who failed me. Theodora bares her rotten teeth in a snarl, her laughter piercing. You're not Theodora, right? Yeah, that's actually we're iconoclast. Where's Idira? What have you done with her? Me? What have I done with Idira? Theodora laughs mockingly. All I did was turn that little mutt from the fringes into a true servant of the Imperium. I gave her toys. I cleaned up after her antics. I provided her with everything she could ever dream of. Oh, I had great plans for poor little Idira. You're not Theodora. Theodora is dead. There's no coming back from that. I'm dead. How is that? I am no different from those who have not yet crossed the divide between reality and eternity. I see. I speak. I remember the wrongs you all committed against me. And for all those who failed me, I've already begun exacting my retribution. I truly am Theodora, the remnants of herself that she left behind in this world. I'm an echo of her memories preserved in the minds of those who cared for her. I'm the taste of tears spilt for the unsaid and the undone. I'm the terror of she who failed to turn the tide of fate, and who refuses to look truth in the face. I am as real as the human passions that bring worlds to ruins. If you're Theodora, then tell me, who really killed you? Oh, wouldn't you like to know the answer to that question? I don't even know which would be more satisfying, to give you an honest answer, or leave you to languish in your ignorance. We'll see how you conduct yourself, little boy. What do you want with me? Why were you waiting for me? Theodora warily rolls her eyes. Matters are so dire that the pleas of one of my servants breached death's veil to reach my ears. How could I ignore such a desperate cry for help? And for my little Idira no less. And once I appeared here, of course I had to meet the pretender who has allowed this deplorable state of affairs. I'll send you back into the abyss you crawled out of. You, of all the people to ever threaten me, you're the most pathetic boy. All that you possess was now given to you in error. You're unworthy of such a generous gift, and you're incapable of holding on to it. I am here to seek retribution against all who failed me. My brainless crew, my useless officers, my pathetic servants who turned their backs on their mistress in her darkest hour. And worst of all, you, my dear heir. You who have undeservedly claimed the warrant, and everything else that is mine. I'll drag it all to the warp with me, including you.
Keep your wits about you.
Duty prevails.
The lines on the screen look fuzzy, as though the cogitator's readout system or data storage has been damaged. The people's remains have been hideously mutilated. The flesh seems to have melted at the edges, and is thickly coated in stinking mucus. Wall lining is dented, as though someone tried to break their way out. Labored stuttering growls and periodic rattling comes from beneath the casing.
Is there money to be made?
A huge shell ready to be loaded into the macro cannon breech. Where is she? I clearly remember her being around here somewhere. I smelt liquid, cloudy and carrying a strong chemical smell. It is a coolant used to stabilize the major cogitator systems. Ah, there you are, my little coward. Why don't you look at your captain, Idira? It's wrong. It's all wrong. Look at her boy. although Idira is utterly trapped in her visions. No matter. I will allay your doubts. Lord Captain, Idira turns her head to you. Her demented gaze only rests briefly on your face before sliding away. Up close, you can see that the base of one of Idira's temple implants has blackened and melted. No, wait. Lord Captain, Lady Von Valancius. Idira raises her eyes to Theodora, who stands before her. Tears stream down Idira's cheeks. You came back. Theodora clucks her tongue in sympathy, reaching out to tenderly stroke Idira's hair. Poor little Idira. There. How could I not come? You're crying for me so desperately. Your pleas carried to the very depths of the warp itself. A smile suddenly drops from her mutilated face. Why didn't you save me? Why didn't you warn me? Answer me, you insignificant wretch, or I'll drag the answer out of you myself. Theodora's fingers dig into Idira's scalp, meeting no resistance.
Stop it!
Idira lets out a soul-chilling howl and tries to grab the hand tearing into her, but her fingers pass through the monster's flesh. I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything that could have had anything to do with you. I'm sorry, Lord Captain. I failed. Ah! Idira breaks into a strangled scream, and you feel the air around you grow rapidly colder. Argenta wordlessly swings her weapon up and aims at Idira, who is struggling in the monster's hold. The Sister of Battle looks at her without an ounce of doubt or mercy. So my first playthrough, went with the dogmatic option, and took out Idira with Argenta. And she does die. That's it. No more Idira. But, Argenta, stop. Argenta wrinkles her nose at your shouted command, and lowers the weapon by a few centimeters. But she does not put it away. Idira, I'm your captain, not her. Listen to me, and snap out of it. Idira shudders and goes limp. Then she blinks disoriented, and looks at you. Lord Captain. Darn it. Theodora shoves the psyker away with a low snarl. The Rogue Trader's body begins to change, losing its human shape. Chaos will devour you. It will devour everyone responsible for my death. Die. Die for the delectation of my lord. Oh, maybe I should have stood right there, all clustered up.
If this is my death, may my blood be a worthy sacrifice.
Get me a target. For the throne's glory.
Tell me, and it is done.
Naturally.
For now. Emperor, protect me.
Quick!
That's no good for Argenta. They really have every counter for us. By every counter, I mean, they did a ton of damage and then they blinded my two ranged companions.
Doubt is for the weak. It's nothing. As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith without deeds is worthless. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Even blinded, she's a menace. Yeah, I mean, that was an option, for sure. Jerk.
I'll see to it personally.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. One fewer tongue. At your beck and call.
Alright. Straight for Heinrichs. That's fine.
Let's see to it. I won't object to it. Let's see to it.
I can do that, with the right incentive.
Let's have her stand right there. The workers are gonna run up here.
Emperor, protect me!
I will endure.
Alright, 20% chance didn't do anything.
I'll make it happen.
A tactically sound approach. It will be done. Victory is imminent.
That was an unfortunate dodge. Man. We'll get him eventually.
I won't object to it. But of course, Lord Captain. I won't object to it. The Inquisition sends their
I
guards.
feel the power surging.
Naturally.
Alright, take him out.
For the throne's glory.
Take him out.
I won't object to it. I'm done
There we
with
go.
this one. The Emperor is on our side.
Emperor, protect me.
Alright, let me just scoot on back.
Guided by faith! I refuse. I'll do it.
I'll channel my pain into anger.
You should have thought twice before crossing me. Your end was inevitable. It's as good as done. Who, if not me?
Easy peasy. Actually could have gone really bad because we took way too much damage in their opening attack because I had 4 companions bustled together with the intention of using Brace for Impact with Abelard. Idira stares at you with crazed eyes while clutching the wounds on her head. At first, no sound comes out of her moving lips. Then she coughs weakly and whispers, "Lord Captain, is it really you?" So this is already new content. Argenta trains her weapon on Idira and watches you closely. Are you alright? Idira moves her hand from her head, tries to wipe away her tears, leaving bloody marks on her face. Then she touches her burnout implant, frowning. I don't know. It should be quiet, but in my head, the whispering's louder. It shouldn't be like that. This abomination claims that you called her. Is this true? Me? Did I? Yes, Lord Captain. I think it was me who called her. I can barely remember. The voices, my old good whispers, they suddenly turned red, sharp. They started cutting, tearing, ripping me to pieces. I cried out, I called for help, and she came. Idira groans and clutches her head. Darn it. Why are the voices making so much noise now? Shut up. Shut up. Has anything like this ever happened to you before? Like this? Never. Well, there was something, but it was different. It wasn't as strong or as terrifying. Apparitions appeared. Mechanisms malfunctioned. The crew lost their minds. Idira breaks off, but Lady Von Valancius knew about that. She said it was a small price to pay, an acceptable expense. No psyker is immune to it. What happened here, it was just a mistake. I won't do it again. Idira stretches her lips in a helpless smile, looking past you. There'll be no more mistakes, Lord Captain. Argenta grits her teeth. This is not the first time this heretic has caused the death of her crew. Do you remember the incident on the mid-deck Idira? What did those honest souls ever do to deserve such a fate? To be turned into mutants and attack their own families? You are a monster, a heretic. If you have any humanity left in you, admit what you are. Which is funny because so Argenta worships the Emperor. The Emperor knew that that humanity was going to awaken as like a psychic race. Eventually, they would all become psychers, much like the Eldar. And he was planning for that eventuality. In fact, the Emperor is a extremely powerful psyker. And Argenta, again, the Imperium is built on hypocrisy. Shut up. Idira moans. Quit your preaching. You're the worst out of everyone here. Sometimes a psyker's first manifestation leads to their death, and the deaths of many others. But if a psyker possesses inordinate power, willpower, and discipline, they can stave off their fall for some time. Idira has been alive many years already, a laudable achievement and a stroke of incredibly good fortune. But the forces of the warp will ultimately devour any psyker deprived of the Emperor's protection. The fact that these manifestations are growing more powerful is a clear sign that the end is near. The previous rogue trader has been seen on the ship recently. Was that your doing? Yes, Donnie Dawson. I did it a couple of times, when I had too much to drink. At the time, I thought I heard her voice among all the whispers in my head. The voice was so sad, so clear. I couldn't help myself. I answered. I hoped I could reach her, there. Idira bites her lip. Ever since she died, since I first heard her voice in my head, the whispers have gotten louder, clearer, harder to resist. You hear the warp whispering in your head, and you answered, "Are you insane?" You don't know what it's like. The most important person in your life, who's now gone forever, suddenly starts talking to you inside your head. How could I not try to reach her? I had to. She falls silent for a moment. When she next begins to speak, it is in a barely audible whisper. I know what you're thinking. During the warp jump, when Lady Theodora came out toward us, I keep thinking about that meeting. I keep blaming myself. Why didn't I divine it? Why didn't I stop her killer? These thoughts have been playing at the back of my mind day after day, choking me with guilt. And do you know what? The one, on the officer's deck, I don't know what that was. But this time, here, this was the product of my guilt. An accuser straight out of my own mind. So what am I supposed to do with you now? Idira turns sharply to face you. Donnie Dawson. I know after everything I've done, you have no faith in my willpower or my strength. But I can fix everything. It's just I'm not at my best, you see. But maybe we can find a way. To replace my implants. Or some other remedy, a better one. Lady Von Valencia said that such a thing could be found. If not here, then elsewhere. I just didn't need it before, but we just need to find it. We need to figure out where to look for it, and we'll get it. And until then, I'll keep myself on a tight leash. What will happen to my crew while we look for this remedy? Idira swallows and straightens. I'll pull myself together, Lord Captain. The death of Lady Von Valancius knocked me for 6. I get myself under control. No more booze, no more obscura, nothing. And I'll stop walking around the lower decks. I'll be stone cold sober. She determinedly wipes the tears and blood from her face. I want to help you, Idira. We'll think of something. Idira covers her face with her hands and tries to hold back her sobs. Thank you. Thank you, Donnie Dawson. I won't let you down. You're making a mistake, Lord Captain. Perhaps you'll find something to slow the decline, but it will not stop it. Only a miracle can save Idira to last now. Why? I've heard enough stories about ways of extending a Psyker's life, but I don't think you'll like all of them. Idira awkwardly shakes out her stained clothing. I think I'd better... With your permission, Lord Captain. She sways, takes a step back, and faints. Lord Captain. Boxmaster's shaking voice comes over the comm bead. I received a report that the shooting on the lower deck had stopped. I presume you have brought the situation under control. Awaiting further instructions. I got rid of the warp's illusions. Idira is alive. Bring her to the Turrigens and have them see to her. Hear unconcealed relief in the Voxmaster's voice. Of course, Lord Captain. As you command.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
And done.
2 Battle Psyker boots. Bearer gains perception bonus percentage dodge until the start of their next turn for each enemy affected by their psi power or Psyker staff attack. It stacks. Warp Conductor gloves. After triggering a psychic phenomena or perils of the warp, where psi ratings increase by +1 until the end of combat, where it gains momentum and temporary wounds equal to their resolve. Can only be equipped by an unsanctioned psyker. The Guardian Crown. The wearer gains +10 toughness. Once per combat, whenever the wearer's wounds drop below 35%, the wearer gains +24 wounds. That looks a little silly, but sure. He is kind of squishy. Instead of regular symbols and numbers, the screens display slanted script, almost resembling handwriting in an unknown language.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Have you recovered from your encounter with the false Theodora?
I'm not going to lie. I haven't. Maybe I never will. But I'm not hearing random voices anymore. And I haven't been calling anyone from the other side. No. All that's done with. After what you did for me, I can't let you down again.
Idira smiles softly, almost piteously. Very well, Idira. We'll hope for the best.
Yes, sir, Lord Captain. We will. Of course. Always at your service. Whenever you need me.
Oh, actually, we'll give that to, Well, actually, I think this is better. Because she doesn't really use her psi powers in combat. Because that's dangerous. I mean, the Blade Dancer's Greaves are definitely more thematic, but I think the Inertia Boots are better. Alright. Well, I'm going to call it here after I check in with this guy. Alright, do I have Xeno trophies or... Sorry, Xeno artifacts or heretic trophies? About to find out. No. Doesn't mean I can't trade other stuff, but we'll hold off for right now. Oh, hey, crack grenades. That's right, our profit factor did go up. Let's check in with everybody. A portative manipulator. Using reload for any weapon costs -1 AP less, minimum 0. That'd actually be really good on Argenta. Ooh, almost got it. I don't think I have anything for them either. I did get holy gifts. Yeah, there they are. It's like times 20, I believe. So, there you go. Don't have the profit factor for it yet, though. That's quite alright. Oh. There's, yeah, they also like holy gifts, so we'll give some to the Mechanicus as well. Hey, Combat Manipulator. Whenever the wearer uses a non-attacking consumable item, stimulant, medikit, etc., counts as an attack of a different type than the previous attack for the purposes of versatility. I don't use those, so that's completely useless to me. And Haywire Grenade. Cool. This will be enough to actually get to the next tier. Why are they so expensive? Like we're like really behind on these guys. Oh well. Either way, I'm gonna call it here for now. Next time we'll go explore the next system. We got a little sidetracked. But either way for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.